Hey guys, you're watching Volgor's Beer Reviews, VGR, no, VBR, Volgor's Beer Reviews. This time I'm reviewing Joseph Brau Pilsner. This is a Trader Joe's beer, San Jose, California, 5% ABV. Joseph Brau Pilsner is a celebration of noble hops from Central Europe, solid beer developed by German brewmaster Joseph Groll in 1840 in the town of Pilsen, Bohemia, modern-day Czech Republic, and was the first beer to be brewed golden and clear. This pinpoint fine bitterness is perfectly accepted by crisp body beer status, ABV 5%, 32 bitterness units. Now where to put my... There it is. Bottle opener. Kind of similar to the beer I just had, the Pyramid Pale Ale. Smells sweet, hoppy, but mostly sweet. And yeah, there's the pour, pretty carbonated. Decent head, 2-finger, white, like any other head would be. I don't know. Yeah, eggshell white head. This beer is a lot more. It's a bit more watery than the Pyramid Pale Ale. A little less hop presence. This is only 32 IBU. I should have looked at the IBU. Or the IBU should have been in the Beer Advocate. But on the Pyramid Pale Ale, I'd guess it's probably 55 or 60 IBUs. You know, not high, but not low, but... And the upper medium, this is in the very low. This is probably, what is it, 32? Yeah, 32. It's pretty low. Especially for somebody like me that likes dark beer and hoppy beer. Then you try this, and it's, you know, it says 32, but it's more like 5. The hop taste reminds me of Ninkasi Wunderbeer. It's kind of grassy taste, a little like Bush, but not as corny, or not corny at all, but not as grassy, but you can taste that grassy taste. A little bit. Beer gives it 76, it tastes okay. Czech Pilsner, 5.4% ABV. Beer added by not Chuck Norris on 12/21/2011. Milchad, February 7th, 2015, says 3.34 out of 5. For a Pilsner, I'm pretty impressed. It has more flavor than your typical mass-produced Pilsner. If you want to step up to more taste without taking a plunge on a heavier, darker beer or IPA, this is great start. Overall, solid beer. You know, 3.34 out of 5. 3 out of 5, all the straight components, but rough around the edges. It doesn't sit well up front. Has a nice finish. It isn't just a smidge too bitter, perhaps. Really? You think this is too bitter? Okay, not me. I mean, when I'm tasting, they call it, this person, Lexington beer, they say that's bitter, but to me it's just the way it's supposed, it's, you know, it's part of the flavor. But it's not too bitter. It's very mild beer. Not hoppy, but bitter. Okay, I guess I could get the bitter part because it's not hoppy. It doesn't make your mouth dry at all, but you can taste the hops. So you taste something, I guess, a yeast strain. Yeah, sparkly honey golden yellow. Very honey golden yellow. Pores clear golden yellow. Color 5 fingers worth of head. Yeah. Taste grainy, bready, malt sweetness to start. Grassy hop character comes on. Stronger than flavor, though the balance still tilts slightly in flavor. Favor the malt. Fairly clean finish. Mouthfeel light in body and moderate carbonation. Smooth, but not quite as crisp in style as the style demands. Overall, decent pilsner. Nothing to write home about. Maybe a decent gateway beer for macro drinkers. I agree. This is probably, this. And as I'm recording this, I had the Pyramid Pale Ale prior to this, and before that, I had a Busch Copper Lager. And this actually stands out the least. It's not a bad beer at all, but comparing beer to beer to beer, this is the least impressive because, well, I don't say it is least impressive, but it's not bad at all. So the rating for me is probably about a 7 for my taste. But if you like a milder beer, you don't want a lot of hop or a lot of bitterness, then this might be just for you. But even, I think, Busch Copper Lager had a little bit more of a hop flavor to it, really. At least I thought it was a little more impressive to me. This is a kind of a sweeter beer. So, yeah. What beer does it come close to in comparison? It's a pilsner, and that pilsner word gets thrown around a lot. If you look at a Miller Lite, it says America's finest pilsner or best light, whatever. That just tastes like a really light beer with not the strongest corn flavor, but whatever. They call it pilsner. And I didn't mind Miller Lite. Miller Lite was the one light beer I had, which now that I had it was probably a year ago, or a while ago. But it was a one light beer that wasn't too watery. It wasn't too strong in the corn department. And it was just right. However, light beers are still overpriced. And what you spend for a Miller Lite is more than what you'd spend for a Miller High Life. And so I only bought that one Miller Lite, and that's the only light Miller I've ever had. And that was $2.19 for a 30 or 24 ounce can. But if it was a High Life, it'd be like $2.14, the same price for a 32 ounce. But at the same time, like, you have a High Life, the corny, the corn syrup, the corn, the beer taste is a little more stronger and syrupier and more thicker than a Miller Lite. At least that's what I remember. It was like a thinner, more replenishing, yet for light beer, pretty full-bodied taste. However, that was the last time I had it, and that was just, first impressions, so on and so forth, compared to Bud Light. It just tastes like plastic or something. It just did not sit well with me. And Natural Light was a little more better. And Busch Light is just carbonated water. And Michelob Light is just overpriced carbonated water with alcohol. Anyways, it just reminds me, when am I going to light beer to this? Right, Pilsner. But this isn't a light beer. This is 5%. Yeah, 5%. So that's just standard beer. Yeah, well, for $1, you can't go wrong. Or a dollar and a nickel, whatever it is. This is good. I gotta say, at least a 7.5 or 7. A lower end is 7.5. So what? A C plus. because an 8 would be a B, 9 would be B plus, and then 10 would be an A, or I don't know. It's not gonna dumb right now, but anyways, yeah, this is pretty good. But for me, if you want stronger beer or a hoppier beer, this might just come off a little sweet to you, kind of watery. It's not watery, but it's more sweet than watery. But see, this is the only one I had, and it does taste kind of, well, like I said, sweet. So if you're more used to hoppy or more full-bodied beers that are stronger, then you're not. To me, I'm not gonna like this as much as, you know, something with more of a hop presence, and less sweet. Like the last one I had, the Pyramid Pale Ale, that was a little sweet, but it was way more hop to it. It was the IBU is higher up. This is more sweet, so, you know, if you're not used to that hop strength, but you like a sweet beer, perfect for you. Alright, so I'm going to say, yeah, a high 7. I mean, it's a good beer, but there's obviously better out there, but it's still a great cheap beer. You know, $1 beer for this is still a steal. So, go to Trader Joe's and buy some Joseph Brau Pilsner. It's a great beer, but, you know, Joseph Brau, they made better, they made worse, but, well, not worse, but, by worse, I mean just other beers that just are good, just not, to me, come off top of my list, you know. Like the Joseph Brau Oktoberfest, that was killer. But this, it's just good, you know. It kind of reminds me of Budweiser. It's like what a Budweiser should have been without rice, without, you know, being overpriced. That's $7 a 6-pack. This is $6 a 6-pack. And it's only $1, but really? You compare? No, Budweiser is shit compared to this. Anyways, I'm done rambling. There it is. And there it is. Kind of a sweeter beer. You know, more or less malt, I guess, because malt usually has the heavier flavor. It's less of that. It's more of a sweeter beer. I don't really know exactly what beer would compare it to. It's a pilsner, so whatever pilsner beer. But yeah, thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe. Really, any Joseph Brau beer is a good beer, but I'm just telling you, if you like a hoppier, stronger, thicker, you know, hop beer. What's the other word? Bitter. If you want more of a bitter beer, this isn't for you. This as much. This is more for a general person that just wants a good beer. You know, if you want a hoppier beer, this isn't it. That's my review. Thanks for watching. See you next time.